All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're digging into a really fascinating conversation that gets at a huge question for our time. What's the real impact of our digital lives? You know, our games, our entertainment, on our deeper selves, on our souls. Let's figure it out.
So it all starts with this one question. A young gamer named Evan asks his guide, a being called Lord Blue, something that I think a lot of us have probably wondered. It's a totally fair question. And the answer? Wow. It pulls back the curtain on this incredible cosmic mechanic that's running in the background of all our choices.
Okay, so before Lord Blue can even begin to answer Evan's question, he has to lay some groundwork. He needs to draw a really clear line in the sand between two things: the unbreakable rules of actual reality and, well, the make-believe, consequence-free worlds we cook up for ourselves.
Now, this is super important. Willful ignorance. It's not just about not knowing something. It's an active choice. It's a combination of not knowing, believing something that's just plain false, and then on top of that, actively pushing the truth away. It's literally your own mind choosing to build a wall against reality because it prefers the illusion.
And Evan, the gamer, he comes up with a perfect way to describe this. It's like you're living in your basement, and you decide to pretend the rest of your house doesn't even exist. Think about that. You can choose to cut yourself off from this massive, larger reality that your soul knows is out there, just to stay in your own little comfortable but, totally limited bubble.
So let's break it down side by side. On one hand, you've got the real world. Here, cosmic laws are set in stone. Your actions have consequences. You have responsibility. But then you've got the fantasy world, that basement we build for ourselves. And there, it feels like all the rules are suspended. It's all about instant rewards and absolutely no responsibility.
Naturally, this leads Evan to ask the next big question, right? Well, if I can build my own little world, does that mean I can change the rules of the big world too? Like, can I just decide what's true for me? Can we all just vote on it and change cosmic law?
And Lord Blue's answer is, well, it's about as clear as it gets. A big no. No and no. Look, you have total, complete freedom to build whatever you want inside your own imagination. But the fundamental laws of reality, they don't budge. They don't care about our opinions or agendas.
Okay, everything we've talked about so far has been leading up to this. This is the absolute core concept. And it is a mind-bender. We're about to see that our imagination, it's not just for daydreaming. It's a powerful piece of spiritual technology. It's like a cosmic 3D printer.
So here's how it works in the spirit world. It's a simple 3-step process. Step 1, you have a blueprint. That's your imagination. Step 2, you have the raw material, this stuff called mystic energy. And step 3, the creation. That blueprint gets printed into reality, instantly. And here's the kicker. That buffer we have here on Earth, that time lag between thinking something and it actually happening, in the afterlife, it's gone. Poof. There is no safe buffer. Your imagination becomes a direct, instant creation tool, for good or for bad.
And this is where the warning comes in, and it's a serious one. If you've spent your entire life feeding your imagination a steady diet of dark, violent, or chaotic stuff, well, that's what your soul's 3D printer is going to start automatically spewing out. Every single one of those fantasies is like a line of code, just queued up, ready to be printed into your reality.
So when Evan hears this, he asks the question I think we'd all be asking. Wait a minute, isn't there like a reboot switch? A cosmic Control-Alt-Delete? Can I just get a factory reset and wipe the slate clean?
And the answer is, yeah, you can, but the cost is staggering. A total reboot doesn't just erase the bad stuff, it erases everything. All your hard-won wisdom, your virtues, your unique talents and abilities, even your memories and your free will. You become what Lord Blue calls a perfect, useless, empty shell. A total wipe.
Okay, so if hitting the reset button is a terrible idea, then what happens to all that stuff, all that energy we pour into our fantasies? Well, this is where we get into the idea of a cosmic debt, like a spiritual balance sheet.
Think of it like this. You start with pure, clean, cosmic, creative energy. But when you pour it into fantasies of violence, rebellion, illusion, you stain it. It becomes misqualified. It gets dense and heavy, and it sinks down into what's called a karmic pit. It's basically a giant storage tank for all your negative creations.
And you can see here just how out of whack our personal energy budget can get. If most of your energy is going into fantasy instead of reality, you're not just creating a small imbalance. You're racking up a massive, massive karmic debt.
The parallel to financial debt is perfect, isn't it?
It's like we're using a spiritual credit card. We buy all this pleasure right now by escaping into fantasy, and we just kick the can down the road, delaying that payback pain and hoping, I don't know, that the bill just disappears.
And this is the chilling bottom line. That karmic pit, full of all that dark, heavy energy and all those negative blueprints, that becomes the default setting for your soul's 3D printer. If you haven't practiced self-discipline, it will just automatically start printing that reality all around you. A living hell, built entirely from your own imagination.
Okay, that sounds pretty terrifying, I know. But it's not a done deal. It's not a sealed fate. There is another way. There's a completely different blueprint you can choose to build from.
So really, it comes down to two paths. Path 1 is the default, the automatic one. It just builds from whatever's in your karmic pit. The result? A self-made hell. But path 2, that's a conscious choice. That's about aligning with a divine plan and using that same incredible creative power to co-create a wondrous, heavenly world.
And after all this, Evan gets it. He totally connects the dots, and his summary is pretty much the key takeaway for this whole thing. He realizes whatever I focus on, that's what gets queued up to be 3D printed. He sees that violent games are just training his imagination to automatically create dark stuff, and those skills, they're useless for building a heavenly world. And maybe the biggest lesson of all, imagination is for making reality better, not for escaping it.
And yeah, for figuring all that out, Lord Blue tells him, you get an A grade today. Evan finally understood the immense power and the immense responsibility that comes with his own imagination.
And this is the final thought from their conversation, and it's a powerful one. Truth doesn't need an audience, only a witness. It's a great reminder that this is an inside job. It's not about performance or what other people think. It's just about you witnessing the truth for yourself.
So, that brings it all back to us, doesn't it? It leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. When you really look at what you focus on every day, your entertainment, your daydreams, your habits, what kind of world are you training your soul to create? What blueprint is your imagination building right now?